How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Culture Wave Media podcast, where we are covering The Boys, Season 5, Episode 7. I'm your host, Sean Villa. I'm joined today by Vinny Albano.
Hello, hello.
And this shit is bad. It is no longer fun to cover this show, in my humble opinion. I'll just come right out of the gate, Vinny. I think you agree with me. I think there's a chance that this is the worst episode in the whole show. My optimism for the fact that maybe we can get at least a fun finale. I kind of knew from weeks ago that this was not going to resolve in like the most satisfying way ever, that there was going to be some loose plot threads. But honestly, I felt the same way about Stranger Things. And the Stranger Things finale I enjoyed. I think underneath it, all the, the mismatched plots, the character arcs that went nowhere, there was a fun story and a real heart to it in the end. This show, it has no heart, dude. This is a walking husk of a television show that is riding on the goodwill that its fans have had for, a couple good seasons and one great season and some excellent performances from the central cast. I really don't even know where to start with this, man. Do you want to start from the get-go or broad thoughts?
Honestly, I think we could talk about this episode from the beginning to the end.
All right, let's break down every reason that this sucks ass.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad. And it's just so disappointing. It's to the fact where we have one episode left, and it literally feels like I'm dreading. Even this episode, I was like, damn, I don't even want to watch this right now. I'm just going to waste an hour of my time. I knew it was going to be dog shit. Yeah. And it was. And now I'm just like, all right.
I came home from my 9 to 5, and I said, all right, I've got only a few sparse hours of free time in my life.
Yeah.
And I wasted a fucking hour of it watching this dog shit. I put more care into my watching of The Boys than the writers put into writing The Boys. Let's start from the beginning, dude. This episode opens with where does this episode open? I just had a total brain fart. Sorry.
I don't remember exactly, but Marie Monroe and Jordan.
Yeah,
Luke.
okay, that's a great place to start. So I don't have the attachment to Gen V that you do as a Gen V watcher, Gen V enjoyer? Question mark.
A Gen V season 1 enjoyer.
Okay, yeah, a Gen V moderate, a Gen V centrist, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that desire. However, Starlight coming in and just voicing the writers and saying, we're not going to do anything with you, go away. And then the characters of Gen V having to be like, what? Is pretty awesome in like a meta way, but not in a way that I'm like, oh, this is like cool, good writing. Yeah. It's in like an obnoxious way of like, hey, did you expect these people to do anything? Well, fuck you. That's kind of how it reads.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we'll probably see them again in the finale. I think there's a shot that Marie and whoever that other lady is will probably show up in the finale, and it'll be like an epic fan service moment. But you know what, man? I don't even give a shit, because like we had a whole season for them to actually have relevant characters, and instead we devoted it to the other point I want to get on: cat girl, dog guy, sniffing each other's ass in a room. Eric Kripke, lock the fuck in, dude. We have an hour left of your show that has been on the air for 7 years. Yeah. There's countless plots that need to be wrapped up, and we're devoting 4 minutes of screen time to like yet another fucking sex joke that isn't funny. No one's laughing, bro. Yeah. Nobody's laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing. I genuinely I have a hard time kind of fathoming a lot of the decisions that were made in the season, but this episode specifically.
Yeah.
There's some shit in here that seems like first draft, we'll figure it out later, that they fucking went to set and shot.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I think the whole like side plot here with MM and Starlight running off to this event, Huey and Butcher being captured is just another episode. And you know what? Maybe it wouldn't bother me if this was episode 3 in the season. If this was episode 6 of the last season. This is the penultimate episode of the fucking show. We don't have time for this. It is a wasted filler, nothing episode. every major plot point that happens is slop. Homelander assassinates the president in this episode. I didn't even fucking like remember it while the episode was happening.
Yeah.
Zero consequences. There are no stakes. People can only die when we decide that they're going to die. Obviously, the big talking point of this episode, click off if you care. Frenchie dies at the end of this episode. Great. We finally killed Frenchie.
Who would have known?
Yeah, what? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just Frenchie, by the way.
Yep.
You know, not like we have a bloated cast or anything, and we're going to have to kill 17 people in the finale for any screen time to be devoted to the main characters. Frenchie dies in this episode. Homelander pops the head off of the United States president. But when it comes to Frenchie, I'll punch him in the gut, and then I'll slide him across the floor. I'll leave him alive. I'll let him have his moment with Kimiko. It's the only person in the entire show that Homelander hasn't brutalized, so we can get the most fucking cliche, boring nonsense. Oh, I still love you. I could see the palm trees in the vacation home with our children. It is what I've always wanted. Fucking shut up, dude. What are we doing? This is a show, I have to reiterate, that came up as making fun of superhero television and superhero media, and now it's worse than superhero media. I would rather watch a Marvel show than this piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
Just really, really aggravating, Vinny. I don't even have too much of like a structure that I want to like bounce questions to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel so deflated.
Well, I agree. I feel the same way, and you covered a lot in that. Let's take it back to the
You're right,
beginning.
dude. Calm me down.
Let's talk about Marie Monroe, and I'll agree with you. You didn't watch Gen V, but the Gen V cast, they're really good characters. Marie is a character that I very much enjoy. Same with Jordan. Jordan is a very compelling character.
Jordan's the other person with Marie.
Yeah, and how do they go about introducing these people? Hop out of the car. goes, Marie Monroe, right? Oh my God, you were like super powerful.
You're supposed to help us kill Homelander,
right? Oh man, fuck you.
Out of the show.
Out of here. Get out of here, dude. What a dog shit introduction. Literally every single like that. This is just basic writing 101, right? If you want to introduce a character, especially people watching The Boys, not everyone has watched Gen V. Show it. You know what I mean? Like have like a scenario where I don't know, oh my God, blood starts trickling in the room. People are getting killed off. Big reveal. It's Marie Monroe.
Yeah. Now, even if you're like me, you don't know who this woman is. I'm pulled in. Who's this cool new lady?
Exactly. But no, they just have like go, oh yeah, this is a person. And then they're like, oh well, screw these characters too. And
in the parking lot of a TGI Fridays too. Like
Yeah.
we're not even getting a cool location. It's all fucking gray. They're just you're right. Coming out of a car.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And it's such a disrespect to those characters. It really is. And at the end of the episode, they turn to them and they go, we actually do need your help. So, I don't know, maybe, but it really is still so disrespectful. It is so poorly written. So yeah, that was my big gripe off the bat with the episode. Then we have, like you said, the president stuff, no consequences. Doesn't even matter at this point. Homelander is just not even interesting to me anymore. It's just like, all right, okay, like he has V1 now, but he's like, there's really nothing that's changed. He's just like immortal now, I guess. Like nothing is happening and nothing is changing, and Homelander is fucking stupid. And like he's not. He was a psychopath, but he was like intelligent at one point, and he was a very witty, clever person. And now it's just like, let me just sit around, bounce around,
Yeah.
I don't know, like just start fucking killing people. But like
Mandatory breastfeeding across the country. Like what kind of Dr. Evil fucking bullshit are we doing right now?
Yeah.
Half this episode is devoted to like commercials and like bad parody commercials that they made with Homelander. Yeah, man, I just feel like I'm not interested in anybody right now. I feel like they don't care. I feel like nobody like cares what this is. I don't understand the episode. I think that's where a lot of my frustration and this nerd rage that I'm having is that like I can't wrap my head around how this episode came to be. If you're the guy that made this show, you made these characters. You have 2 hours left with them. I don't understand prioritizing what this episode prioritizes over your characters. I just don't get it. I joked last week with Scal that this episode, after the great cliffhanger from last week of Butcher's run, he's got the V1. What the fuck's gonna happen? Is he gonna go berserk? Is this gonna be an action-packed episode? I joked at the end of the podcast that no, he's probably just gonna be walking around the vault building acting crazy again. That's literally what happens. That's actually what happens the whole episode. There's 2 hours in the show left. What the fuck are we doing? I don't understand. I don't get it, dude. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like I care more than I do. I'm like mostly just trying to like have a little bit of fun because the episode surely isn't fun.
Yeah.
But man, I just like it's really confounding to me. I just really don't get it. I want to move on to the next point, which is Soldier Boy.
Yep.
Soldier Boy. He's brought back for this epic final season. We bring back fan favorite Soldier Boy.
Yep.
Let's go through the trajectory of Soldier Boy in this season. He is resurrected because Homelander needs a parental figure. Even though the whole last season was about him getting over the need to have parental figures, he needs a parental figure. So we bring back Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy doesn't like Homelander. He really doesn't care for this guy. He doesn't want anything to do with him. Maybe he wants to take over the Seven. We've introduced this X factor into the show. Somewhere in episode 5 or 6, he just decides, actually, I love Homelander.
Yeah.
He's my son. Why? Well, it's like kind of implied that it's because he loves Stormfront. Despite the fact that in season 3, Stormfront is never brought up, his relationship with Stormfront. If anything, it's brushed aside as like an affair that he had with this woman. And Crimson Countess is the love that is kind of the emotional core of the character. Forget all that. Now he's willing to, betray everything that he stood for in the prior episodes to love Homelander. He gives Homelander the V1. Homelander's got the V1. He's accomplished everything that he's desired as a sole beneficiary to Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy now says, all right, fuck you now. Yeah. I'm going to leave. We're going back to episode 1 Homelander. Yeah. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna go through South America. Why would you tell Homelander that? You know who this guy is. Yeah. You know what he's gonna do. You know he killed Firecracker. You were sleeping with Firecracker. You definitely know that she didn't just like leave. He killed her. It's not a secret. You think he's gonna try and kill you? Okay. Don't put your guard up or anything. Just walk away. All right. Now Homelander chokes him out like Batman. What?
Yeah.
The guy's getting like thrown through walls. He can take laser vision to the face. He can go like one-on-one with Homelander. He like almost won in season 3. Like they're like similar power scale. Just fucking chokes him out, puts him back in the cube, and maybe that's it. All right, Soldier Boy's out of the show.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yep.
What's the point?
Yep. And it's just so frustrating because literally like an episode ago, it was I actually trust you, kid. This is what Clara would have wanted, and gave him the fucking V1.
I love you, son.
And now it's like I actually really don't care for you, and I'm going to South America. And now it's just dude, they're forgetting, or I don't know what's going on. The virus, whatever happened with the virus? Why did we spend half the season with the virus, and now it's like not even mentioned?
No virus. In fact, the thing that will kill Homelander, we're just gonna bring it up in this episode. Yeah. This new Soldier Boy technique that we're gonna give to Kimiko never occurred to come up before. Penultimate episode, we've decided we're going to do an experiment on Kimiko and give her this power, and it probably worked. Yep, all right, great. She's got Soldier Boy's power. We have 1 hour to resolve it. Of course, Kimiko is going to use Soldier Boy's power that we didn't even know that you could get until this episode on Homelander. What a satisfying ending. Yeah. Fuck you, Eric Kripke. Yeah. What are you talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's really, really confounding to me. Yeah. I don't quite understand it. Is there anything from this episode, Vinny, that you liked?
No, I swear to God, I think this is the worst episode of The Boys. I think it is utterly terrible from beginning to end. I swear to God, I checked the runtime, and there was still 35 minutes left, and it already felt like 2 hours has passed. I was extremely not only bored, but every single line of dialogue, every single scene, I hated. I swear to God, this is legitimately one of the worst episodes of television I've seen, and definitely the worst episode of The Boys.
Yeah.
And another thing, because we're just kind of bouncing around. It's a free form. We're over here at the Cinema Wave podcast. We're bouncing.
Yeah. What are we supposed to put effort into our storytelling? I didn't know that. I didn't get that impression from watching this episode.
Yeah, right. So, but one other thing I want to mention is we spend like how long? 30 minutes, probably more, dealing with Cat Lady, Dog, and Oh Father. Mm-hmm. There was a point in time where the villains, the minor antagonists, the side character soups, were actually pretty interesting in The Boys. Give them a little bit of character development. If not that, something conceptually cool, right? Yeah. The Crimson Lady from season 3, that had something to do with Soldier Boy. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Great scene. Let's take it back to Translucent, season 1. That's a great use of a minor antagonist. Yeah, like he's gone in like a couple episodes, but that's a great use of a minor antagonist.
Super memorable character.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cat Lady and Dog, I don't care for. Not even that I don't care for it. It's just blatantly bad. Yeah. There's nothing cool about them. They're not funny. It's like, this is just, it's bewildering to me that we're spending so much time on that. Yeah. And Oh Father is a little bit more interesting, but even then it's like what about all these side plots and Ryan? What the fuck happened with Ryan? Why are we not devoting any time to actually completing story character development or side plots or anything? It's just like, oh, it's all gone in the wind, water under the bridge, I guess, right? Oh, yeah. Ryan's out of the show. We'll make a sequel series about him 20 years later, right?
Yeah, man. I think even the seeds of things that I was like, oh, this could have been good are exactly that. Could have been. Sage and Frenchie, I like their pairing. I think they actually have a little moment in there that I was kind of like, oh, yeah. Was that like the hint? Was there a theme there for a second? Did I almost just spot a theme or a message? What the hell? Where'd that go? Yeah, all right, penultimate episode. We don't need to devote any time to that. We don't need to have these characters actually blossom or form new relationships or anything. Let's just introduce this little budding moment between Frenchie and Sister Sage, and then Frenchie can die like 5 minutes later. It's fine. Yeah. Okay. Sister Sage, her plan was to eat chalupas and read books. Smartest person in the world, by the way. That's what Eric Rigby thinks the smartest person in the world would do, is read books and eat chalupas. That's his big idea. Yeah, so, the theme of The Boys. Let us know below, audience. Let us know in the comments what your big takeaway is from this season of The Boys, from the show as a whole. Because you know what, Vinny, I don't know if you recall, but back in season 1, when this show was first premiering, I remember having this thought of, wow, a huge corrupt system of seemingly insurmountable power that is just taken over by sexual deviants, freaks, evil people, corporate monkeys and fucking billionaires. Maybe there is a chance that if you really fight hard enough and you're clever enough, you can actually get back at the man. Maybe you can do something about it. No, evidently, no, you can't. Yep. Nope. Yeah. You lose no matter what. Capitalism, the big old C, is gonna just take over. Yeah, man. I don't know. This is pointless. It feels completely pointless television. I feel like they're not trying to tell me anything. There's nothing interesting happening with the characters. A scene-by-scene basis is boring. If there is a message, it's one that I don't like. I think it's actively not good. Yeah. And, man, I really, at the start of season 5, I had hesitance, but I had some optimism that there'd be some cool stuff. This finale is going to be buns, dude. 0% chance that this is a great finale. 0. Might be okay. There might be scenes that you'll like in the form of a YouTube reel. of, oh, look how cool that was when Homelander, tore that guy in half. I'm numb to it. It means nothing to me. The show has deflated all care that I have about it. If there was another season, I'm not watching it. I will do it as a service to myself to see this last hour through. But frankly, I just don't give a shit. I think it really, really soured me. Bad season, bad episode. Very upsetting.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. It's bewildering. That's what it is. And I had a thought. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of grazed over me now. Yeah, we've come so. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. And I don't want to sound like a broken record because I'm basically saying the same thing. But you've had years upon years to think of a finale, to think about where the show goes, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've had years, we've had millions upon of dollars poured into the production of this show. You couldn't just think of anything? Like anything. Like that's what frustrates me the most is that you could have done shit and it could have been really corny or really bad or really stupid, or you could have done shit and it could have been great, good, surmountable, passable, right?
Yeah.
But they don't do either. They just don't do anything. They don't do anything. We don't need to spend this whole episode telling Marie Monroe and Jordan, oh, we don't need you. We don't need to spend this whole episode in Vought Studios with like a fucking tester screener group of like fighting cat lady, fighting her father, fighting dog, right?
Right. Like this is relevant to the rest of the show. This is so relevant to the finale.
Like
there's nothing to do with anything that's happening.
Exactly. And you could have done anything.
Yeah,
Anything. Like, please just do something. And they're not doing anything.
Yeah,
like in the marketing, fucking Homelander is setting off nuclear bombs and Vought Tower is like literally destroyed and butchers coming out of the rubble of Vought Tower. That was the marketing of this season. Why didn't we see that? Why didn't we see like fucking bombs going off? Or Frenchie should have died at the beginning of the season, or someone should have.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, dog. Like, why isn't this whole season like Butcher leaving dirty bombs in like fucking public vault places and killing people? And there's like a moral quandary. Like at this point, even if the whole rest of the season's the same, this episode, Homelander's got the V1. Their best plan of action is, let's go see what's gonna happen at the church. Let's go investigate. Like, come on, man. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen at the church. He's going to come out and give a sermon and say that he's God. You know these things. Why are they there? Why are they there? I don't understand. Like, they're there to watch a fucking commercial and see, like, what if there's, like, some kind of secret we can uncover? There wasn't. Waste of time. We're going to waste time in the last 2 hours of the show with a meaningless side quest. So what? So we can bring back Jeffrey Dean Morgan for a cameo?
Yeah.
He could have come back any fucking way you wanted. He's supposed to be in Butcher's head. This was the complaint I had about episodes 1 and 2. He's an essential part of season 4. Butcher has a split personality, not in the season. He shows up as a shapeshifter that we introduced this episode to have an excuse for Joe Kessler's character to come back into the show. For what? Yep. Like, is that closure on something? No. Like, did Huey have some kind of like emotional conclusion to his arc? Did Butcher? Did what, because he grabbed a rat and he has OCD? That's his big emotional arc? Look, he overcame his fear of germs. Nah, never mind. He pulled out the wet wipes right after. So you can't even say that. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It's confounding to me. And I was talking to you a little bit before the podcast that I think the reason I get so passionate about this episode and this last season specifically is not because I think The Boys is like the fucking greatest television show ever made. It was good at best for years.
Yeah.
But I think it's just so emblematic of a problem that we're seeing in modern television, modern Hollywood, and modern storytelling in general, which is that they just don't have a real heart behind them. I don't know what the point of this show is, and I hark on people about that when I'm working, when I'm trying to sell a screenplay, or when I'm helping someone write a screenplay. You have to have a point. You have to have something that you're passionate about, that you want to say. And if you don't, you get this, which means nothing. The plot falls apart because you're not being guided anywhere by what you want to say. The guiding point of this show is, let's make a bunch of crude jokes. Let's throw a bunch of sex humor and blood and make fun of Jesus and fucking, yeah, we're so punk and edgy.
Yeah.
And it's just boring, lame, nothing, fucking, frankly, gross TV.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're
Soulless.
not punk. You're not punk. You fucking work for Amazon, and God forbid we ever criticize Amazon, 4 seasons later. And God forbid we ever criticize anything except for Homelander is bad. Homelander bad.
Yeah, Homelander is kind of like Donald Trump in a lot of ways. Eric Kripke's on Twitter saying, look, Trump built a gold thing at the golf course and Homelander did too. Isn't that crazy? I'm such a good writer. No, you're not. You're not. The predictive element of this show is okay, sure, dude. I'll give you your flowers. I'll give the writing team their flowers. Did they have some stuff that's relevant in politics right now? I brought this up, for a couple episodes of the podcast that we've been doing. But yes, it's occasionally brushing up against relevant things that are happening. It's, in general, trying to make fun of, let's be frank here. The Republican Party, Trump, extremism. This idea of Christian nationalism. It's broaching these topics. What is it saying about these things?
Yeah.
Anything? No. It's just saying we vaguely disagree with it, but not enough to actually make some kind of compelling point. And listen, dude, I get that you kind of want to be a fence sitter. You don't want to alienate, your Republican viewers, your conservative viewers. You don't want to make them pissed off. But you're doing that anyway. I mean, you're already opening with this song, which is, all the pubs are turning the TV off, dude.
Yeah.
Frankly, if you're a right winger watching this show, you're pissed off by this point anyway. So at least fucking have a statement. You're making a satire. You're making a political satire.
Yeah.
Say something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree. I think Homelander being a parallel to Trump is pretty brilliant. But then the entire, you mentioned before, the entire theme about the system being corrupt and how the system allows people like that to gain power and further corrupt that place of authority, and how the system literally upholds that type of behavior, how it rewards psychopathic behavior. No, because it actually is all on just this one man.
Yeah, it's all on one guy.
Yeah, it's all on just one guy. He actually is the system, and when he dies, the system is just it's all gonna go back.
Yeah, it's
to
politics
perfect.
for 12-year-olds. It's how a 12-year-old views if you're a far left 12-year-old, your worldview is, oh, Donald Trump single-handedly has taken over Vought.
Yeah.
Right? That's not the reality of the world. It's also bad satire, and it's not fun to watch. Yeah. Because it means nothing.
Yeah. And it's terrible political critique. Like you said, it's bad satire. Is this man bad? Yes, he is a fucking terrible human being. And Homelander is terrible, but we also have to identify, again, like I said, the system that upholds that behavior and rewards it. But they, instead of showing that, they're just putting it all on just one character, and now it just seems if he's dead, then everything is solved. Yeah. And I'm there was so much more to The Boys seasons ago. Yeah, where season 1 understood exactly what I'm talking about, and now it's just it's also why isn't Homelander doing like I said it before, but why is he not doing anything? Okay, he killed Frenchie, but at this point, half the boys should have been killed. Homelander should be absolutely fucking psych. He's killing the president. Okay, whatever. The president's a fucking NPC. No one cares.
Right, sure, he has no character.
No one cares about this guy, and we already know it has no effect on the plot. Let's see him kill people we actually care about. And I hate to say, you gotta do that in film. You gotta do that. That's what creates stakes.
Yeah.
And we're getting none of that.
I don't know, man. Because again, like you bring up a super valid point where it's like season 1 of the show, that airplane goes down. They talk about it for 4 seasons long. The president of the United States is assassinated in the Oval Office. Never gonna come up.
Yeah.
Doesn't come up this whole episode. That's not breaking news. There aren't people in the streets like, oh my god, the president's gone. You know, fucking if you're gonna play the like dumb politics route where like, okay, the thesis of Eric Kripke's idea of Homelander is he's this allegory for Trump, right? So okay, let's present Trump as this like cartoonish evil. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm like sitting here being like, yeah, but like, okay, I'll hear you out. Like, go ahead, present your art however you want to present it. I'm going to look at it objectively. If we're going to go the route of just, okay, he's a fucking villainous, cartoonishly evil person, he's not even doing anything that's like supporting that. Like, he's not going out in the streets and like, you know, fucking beheading people and shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're having like these like close little boardroom groups where it's like, yeah, we're going to kill people that don't think the way that we think or whatever, but it's all in secret. Homelander's whole arc is that he's become God, right? He's this big open figure. And like, say what you want about Trump, the man's not like secretive about anything. He's on Twitter being like, fuck you, you know, like, you know, so like at least play to that angle.
Yeah.
Like, the satire doesn't work. The characters are fucking lame and feel like they're assassinated every other week. You know, the dialogue's bad. Everything is just about like dumb sex humor. And I'm so bothered by this sense of like, I don't know, like elitist pessimism that it seems like the writers have, where it's like, yeah, everything's so fucking bad and like there's no hope. And like they have this really annoying scene with Stan Edgar in the bunker earlier in this season where he's like, you know, it's basically implied that like, oh, even if they kill Homelander, like the big bad corporation will always rise up. There's nothing you could do about it. Like they're always going to be here. It's like, yeah, dude, fucking Amazon propaganda. Like I'm never going to connect to this theme. You got to have a little bit of joy and hope because that's in the first season. It's the whole point of The Boys is the little guy taking little victory steps, getting a little bit closer. What's the thesis now? If you try to resist, everything gets worse?
Yeah.
Fuck you. What are you talking about?
I do want to recenter our conversation. I feel like we are kind of going all over the place.
Well, we're talking broadly about the show because I think like we're trying to find anything about the thesis because we're at the end of the show. So now like I feel like the door is open to theme.
Yeah.
We are open to talking about what the show is trying to do right now. I'm trying to figure it out. Like I understand we're getting a little off topic in terms of like worldly politics and shit, but that's what the show is a satire.
I get that.
And their satire is not good.
I do wanna pose you a momentum direction to the conversation though.
Yeah.
Remember when Huey was the main character?
Oh, so true, Vinny.
Remember when?
Great point.
Yeah, remember when Huey was the main character and themes, character development, and storytelling was told through Huey. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happened to that? What happened to him? What happened to him? His struggle, the struggle with morality, the struggle with, being a revolutionary in the world of super powered assholes. Yeah, it's just weird. It's very weird that like even the boys themselves have been sidelined.
Yeah, they don't even represent like what they were brought into the show to represent.
Yeah.
You know, which is like, yeah, again, like the little guy, this representative of a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
Or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Somebody like a resistance fighter.
Yes, yeah.
Huey, the last time he was interested was season 3. That's the only time he had anything to do in the past like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because then he goes on an arc that admittedly probably isn't even that great the more you look into it, but this arc of that he wants to actually, you know, be capable. He feels helpless, right? He's not able to do all the great things that he wants to accomplish, so he's taking temporary V. He's cheating to try to get ahead. Okay. You know, I'm not saying it's high art, but it's something for us to emotionally attach to with Huey.
Yeah.
It's a little interesting arc. We're trying things with what this show is kind of like saying about people in this position. What happens to people that are trying to fight the good fight when they feel powerless, when they feel all caged? They make these violent mistakes. They go out and do something. That's what the show used to be, dude. You know, it used to have these little moments of just like, interesting question. Not saying it was great. You know, not saying it was like high art. but there was something there. And you're right that even down to the idea of just like having a main character, having a protagonist in your show. Huey has not been the protagonist of the show in a long time. Maybe even before season 3. He's definitively the main character in season 1. Past that, you could argue it's Butcher when it comes to the boys, and you could argue that it's Homelander, and I would totally hear you out. Yeah, Huey's whole character now is just talking about like Billy Joel complaining.
Yeah.
Trying to say that like he feels bad about the state of the world.
Shit that we already been
Yeah,
through
we all
and
kind of know.
established, and at this point it should be bigger and grander of like the actions that he's taking and what he's doing, and but yeah. Oh, let's talk about the Deep. What's going on with the Deep? Is this his character arc? Is this what the show ends on? Of just like, guys, the Deep's great character arc.
Yeah.
Of that, I don't know. I don't even know. Like he
can't go in the ocean anymore.
He's no longer a hero.
He
never was.
Yeah,
but...
he I don't know if you remember in the first episode of the show that the Deep rapes Starlight. That's his introduction to the show. So yeah, this like tragic ending for the Deep is not like that impactful to me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Because I think the Deep has always been a really dumb character, and it's like the one thing that I think the show is kind of like right on the money for, of just understanding that he's a stupid character and he's only used for laughs.
Yeah.
I didn't find this episode particularly funny with him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just fun to like talk about and kind of like meme on. I generally feel like pretty unoffended by it. Like he'll probably die next episode. He's probably gonna get eaten by Samuel Jackson shark.
Yeah, I'm just it's crazy that that's the amount of time we spent with the Deep.
So much time.
And that this is what it's led to. It's like,
yeah.
Like I think he should have died a long time ago. And if not, like I just don't know what they're going for.
I don't know what they mean by anything. That's kind of like what we keep circling back to. I don't know what any of this means. It's incomprehensible fucking pig slop, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just coming to the trough and I'm eating every day, but I don't know what I'm eating. I'm getting real fat though. I don't I'm going to pop like a pig, dude. I don't understand.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm eating chemicals and bug spray out of the trough and just being like, well, I'll come back next week because I'm still hungry.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're almost out of pig trough, I guess.
Dude, I'm like throwing up though at this point.
True.
Know?
Yeah, I'm puking on the pod.
But I'm looking to my other pigs. They're getting fat. They're loving it. They're rolling in their shit with a smile on their face.
That is true. There's a lot of you guys. We're talking to you now, audience. There's a lot of these motherfuckers on Instagram and in YouTube comments defending this show. I don't know what you see. And you know what? Listen, man. No, I got nothing against you. If you can enjoy this show, seriously, God bless. I don't know how you're doing it. Tell us below, what's really attaching you. Because you could find whatever you like about this show better in a million other places. There's funnier stuff. There's better action. There's better violence. There's greater character work. There's better pacing, comedy, themes, any of it. You name it. Whatever you're enjoying about this show, it is better elsewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm breaking the fourth wall on this one because I'm talking to you.
Crawl right into the lens.
Yep, I'm talking to you guys watching the video, and I already told Sean this, but I saw early, I think it was yesterday, an Instagram post, and this is what bewilders me of like people still are eating this shit up. It seems because. It was a post of like, yo, we only have one episode left. Is Homelander gonna win? Top comment with 24,000 likes. And the post was just posted. It probably has double that, maybe triple that now. Which is beyond me. Because the top comment was, good. Sometimes the villain has to win. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Yeah, man.
Homelander. No. What?
Yeah.
What are
I'd love it if Homelander won at the end.
Yeah.
That would be such good subversion.
Yeah. Oh, but it's subverts expectations.
Yeah.
It's like the Game of Thrones season 8 defenders.
Literally.
Who they're like, you've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Vinny, I mean, I was literally gonna bring up that like this is season 8 level. It could be worse.
Yeah.
It might very well be worse.
See, that's the thing. I actually didn't even know season 8 defenders existed until on Instagram.
They're out there.
Dude, they're out there and they're big because season 8 defenders, their big defense is
Don't spoil Game of Thrones.
It's no.
Don't for the viewers.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not. The big defense though for season 8 of Game of Thrones is the show is subversive.
Yeah,
the show
true.
that's supposed to be subversive subverted your expectations. So why could you be mad? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Well,
Shut
yeah,
up.
I mean, I think the point that you're making is that subversion does not equal good television.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
There is definitely a misconception right now in the modern pop culture scene that if something surprises you, it's good.
Yeah.
That is not true. And in Game of Thrones case specifically, I love George R. R. Martin as a writer. I love the way that he goes about writing. So when Game of Thrones is at its good, I think it's some of the best TV ever made. And they're built on subversion. So that's where like those defenders come from. It's because they don't understand the difference between regular great subversion and the subversion that The Boys is doing. The subversion that The Boys is doing is just going, what do you think's going to happen? Well, we're going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
What Game of Thrones does is it lays these little seeds, these little tiny things where you can pick up on little things.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like whenever there's a unexpected death or a crazy plot turn or some kind of twist, not only was it foreshadowed, but it's thematically relevant.
Yes,
Or it's
yes.
character relevant. You know, like this guy, this honorable man, he made one mistake and it came up to bite him in the ass in the end. And you didn't see it coming, but when you know that, it does make sense.
Yes.
It's punishment, for his actions. It's good writing.
Exactly.
It's very good. What's the subversion in The Boys if Homelander wins?
Yeah.
How did he deserve to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Why did The Boys deserve to fail? Was there some big fuck up that The Boys made that would make it thematically interesting for them to fail because they went down some path? Like maybe if this whole season was like they're just going rogue, they gotta kill Homelander and innocent people are dying because of what they're doing. Like they set off a bomb to try to kill Allfather and it blows up a fucking church full of people.
Yeah.
And then, and now like they, it's the greater good. Then they lose. Great. I understand what you're saying. That we can't compromise our morals to accomplish like a greater good goal.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying that that's like the greatest theme ever, but that's how you do subversion because it plants a seed and it has a message. Subversion with a point is an excellent tool, but it's just that, it's a tool. Subversion on itself is a fucking hammer in a shed. It's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It's just sitting there, man. It's not helpful.
Yeah. I think they've done it good in the past too. Like you mentioned before, that Huey said he would never cheat. He would never, especially after what happened to his first girlfriend and A-Train, right? He would never become a soup. Mm-hmm. And then in season 3, he cheats and takes the temp fee. That's surprising, especially if you didn't read the comics and you didn't know that was going to happen. That's surprising.
Yeah, and then what happens? He loses everything.
Yep.
He loses Starlight for the season.
He loses his dad.
Loses
which
his
is
father.
The big one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Game of Thrones, good example. I'm not going to spoil it. The Red Wedding, right?
Yeah,
That's
great
a
example.
Great subversion. And then, now we're just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, fuck it. Wouldn't Twitter go crazy if Homelander won? Like, if that's how you're writing your show, I don't have any interest in what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Just bad TV. So,
yeah,
I think I like that we did this in this freeform format because I had a lot to say about this show in broad strokes. Because I think next episode we'll have a lot to say about the plot and just kind of like how this wraps up. So I wanted to make sure that we could get across like at least a little bit of conversation about like the general The Boys as a television show. I think this was a good like series wrap up kind of discussion that we've had here.
I agree.
So I feel good about it. Do you have anything last that you want to say about this episode or the season as a whole?
Not really. I've spent every podcast complaining about this season.
Yeah.
And this is just the antithesis of, or the, is that the right word? No.
Antithesis.
Is it? Yeah, it's the ultimate conclusion of my thoughts.
No, that's not an antithesis.
Yeah, that I have expressed on this podcast week by week. So.
Yeah, we've refined it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, audience, we geek out a little bit. We got a little nerd passion going. We get the vein in the forehead going over a fucking superhero TV show. I know what you're thinking. But honestly, man, I care about storytelling. I care about, this medium of film that we have going on, and I cared about this show. And it's just, it's real upsetting when we see slop getting peddled to the masses. You guys deserve better.
Yeah.
And you know what, dude? In our own way, we're like the boys. We're fighting against these big stupid corporations that make dumb television.
I like to think so. I really do. Yeah. Eric Kripke probably has a multi-million-dollar Amazon deal to, keep writing, to do Vault Rising. And he's like, guys, isn't it really hard out there?
Yeah, it's tough
fucking
out there.
counting his millions of dollars now from
Now you can kind of understand why people get mad when there's writer strikes. They're like, for this, Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, man.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, I think we could just kind of go on and complain forever, guys. But if you thought differently than us, if you have things that you like about this show, if you have a legitimate defense that you feel like you need to mount, please let us know. I will be open-minded. We'll get back to you, right, Vinny? You'll reply to comments if people start coming back to us.
Yeah, I like to.
We like to engage.
We like to engage.
Yeah.
We do.
So please, guys, if there's if there's any thoughts that you have, let us know below.
Usually the engagement is like people just like calling us stupid.
Yeah, that's fine, dude. Call me stupid. I'll fight you. I'll come to your house, audience member. I'll get you. Yep. Come for me. Yeah, just go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's stupid. All right, yeah, guys. That's pretty much that. We'll be back next week to talk about the finale. And if you like what we're doing here, if you like us riffing, we do it all the time. We're covering plenty of shows and movies week to week. I think Scal and Liz are covering Euphoria. We have a lot of movie reviews coming your way. We've got some great interviews coming out, so stay ready for those. And we'll be back next week with the boys. And with that, just signing off. I've been Sean Villa.
I'm Vinny Albano.
And we'll see you next week.
This is The Culture.